Hey quilters, today we're going to show you how to cut and sew the bridal collage wall hanging. Stay tuned. Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks for joining us today. We had a little technical difficulty there at the intro reel, but we're all happy to be here today. And speaking of people we're happy to see, Chris is in the house. Hey my friend, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good, what are you working on?
I am working on all kinds of stuff. My room is a disaster.
There
That's
you go.
pretty normal.
So, Chris, on Saturday, I went online to Rose City Originals to buy my fat quarter bundle of your brand new fabric line, and guess what? It was sold out.
Sold out.
I'm so excited for you. That is fabulous. That is fabulous. So, for those of us who missed out, are we going to see it back soon?
Yes. I have a couple new designs to finalize for another project, and then I'll be placing another very large fabric order.
Okay. Perfect, perfect. All right, let's showcase some new projects from our intro video. First up, we have Marla B. Marla, look at, Chris, do you not love those colors? Those are total AccuQuilt colors.
They
that
absolutely are.
Go Tangled Star. I bet she did our quilt along earlier, or last year. Was it last year? I think so.
It was earlier this year. I think it was the first one for 2024.
Oh, see, it's a good thing you're here to remind me. So Marla B, great job. And next we have Paula W. She also did, so this is really interesting. I love these two photos because this is the exact same die, but the projects look completely different. So cool, so cool. All right, here is my photo of the day because we're doing the bridal collage. Here is some wedding cake. The question of the day is, what is your favorite flavor of wedding cake? So this is actually one of the several wedding cakes that Ray and I had 39 years ago. So the bottom layer is traditional white wedding cake, and then the center has like a raspberry filling and some cream, and it's beautiful, and then the top was chocolate. So in the comment section, what's your favorite flavor? Chris, you had an interesting flavor. I thought this was great.
Oh yeah, lemon poppy seed.
I love lemon poppy seed. I've never had it in a wedding cake. I have had carrot cake as wedding cake, and like chocolate ganache, which I think is great. Okay. All right, so in the comment section, let us know. All right, today I'm going to give away one of our Go Wedding medley dies and a package of June Taylor color fast sheets. So let me show you what I'm giving away. So here is the wedding medley die. It is May's die to try. It has the wedding dress, the rings, the bow tie, and bubbles. This is a wine glass and bubbles, but you can make these little pearls, all sorts of fun things. And these are color fast sheets that you can print your photos on. So we're gonna do a wedding medley today. We're gonna do a wedding theme, but you could do babies, you could do graduation, you could do cousins, you could do all sorts of fun things, okay? So be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win. Chris in his dapper bow tie will announce the winner of our registered viewer at the end of our show. Did you make your bow tie? You know the answer, but tell us.
I did, yes, and I figured we're doing weddings today, so I should dress a little fancy.
You should. Oh, I should have worn my hat, except it has a huge veil, and I was married in the 80s, and so women wore hats in the 80s. That had long veils on them. So, all right, the Go Bridal Collage Wall Hanging by Amanda Harward of Larkspur Quilts is a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com. And you could use the pattern to celebrate a happy couple, but you could also use it for an anniversary gift. Today, I'm going to use pics from my own wedding. You will see how young I was. And I'm going to make an anniversary wall hanging because husband Ray and I are celebrating 39 years together at the end of August. Thank you. I know, it's pretty, I feel like 40 is coming up and we should do something phenomenal. Just saying, Ray. All right, so here's what you need. You're going to need the Go Wedding Medley die. Here's your supply list. A variety of 6 fabrics for your borders. Fabric for the applique pieces. Color fast sheets. And a variety of strip dies. And the Go Wedding Medley die, okay? So let's take a look at the Wedding Medley die. I love this die, it's super fun. You know, we talk about it for weddings, but you could do proms, you could do quinceañeras, you could do dress up. It works with the Go Paper Dolls die and the Go Mermaid King and Queen die. It is on a 6x12 die board, so it's gonna fit through all of our cutters, including that Go Me. So today I'm just gonna cut the dress. So I have already pre-fused my fabric. You can use up to 4 layers of pre-fused cotton. Today I'm just going to use the one because I need one dress. So here is my pro tip. All of our AccuQuilt dies are only going to cut where there is fabric and a mat. So today, since I'm just cutting the one shape, I'm going to use a smaller 6x6 mat. And like I said before, we're going to use, you could use it on all of our cutters, including the Go Me. Oh, but today I'm going to use the Go Big. So watch this. Okay. And we're gonna take that off in just a second, but I want to talk about this. For those of you who are new to AccuQuilt or just tuning in, this is our Go Big die catcher. It opens up so you can put the power brick and the cords in here and put the top back on. And it just slides here underneath your Go Big. So as your dies come out, it keeps them level. You can go to the AccuQuilt website and send your email to learn more information about it. Or you can check and see if your local retailer is pre-ordering them, and you can put in a pre-order, okay? Go Big die catcher. All right, so I'm going to give my mat a little love. Oh, it's already humid here in Nebraska, though it's actually beautiful, gorgeous. So here's just the wedding dress, but you could also use other dies to personalize this pattern. Think about using the Go Classic Alphabet or the classic numbers and symbols to add names to the happy couple. You could embroider a wedding date or even a hashtag. Now, I have already pre-cut my fabric and strips according to the pattern. I used a variety of strip dies. The 2-inch strip die was the one I used the most. And I'm feeling super nostalgic since I'm going to make this for a gift for Ray and I for our anniversary. So these were actually our wedding colors, like lavender and yellow. But Chris, you have a funny story about that.
Well, yes, my wedding colors were also lavender and yellow.
I just think that's amazing. And when were you married? What month?
June.
June. Oh, soon.
Yes.
Do you know the day?
June 24th.
Okay.
We have 2 wedding anniversaries, so I get confused.
Oh.
So we have our like legal wedding that we just did in our living room, and then our wedding party that we did.
Okay. Which one is June 24th? The wedding party?
The party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is null, but yeah, just do the party date. I feel like that's fun. Okay. All right. So I followed the pattern, and I've also printed some photos out on these sheets. So I want to talk about this. It's hard to see here, but these photo sheets have 2 sides. This is kind of a rough side. And then on the back, look, see the numbers here? This is not the side you want to print on. The first time I printed it, I didn't place my photo sheet in the right way in the copy machine, so it didn't work right, okay? All right, so today we're going to do, I know, look at how young we were. Actually, we were not that young. I was 25 years old. So I am going to subcut my pictures to go with our pattern. Now, I've already cut a 7 by 9.5 rectangle for my wedding dress applique. All right, so I'm going to sew this block together first, and then we can add the wedding dress to this. So Chris, while I'm sewing this one little piece here, tell us what kind of flavors of wedding cake. I'm so anxious to hear.
Oh, we have lots of people commenting.
I'm sure.
Let's see. Brenda likes vanilla. Elizabeth
Yes.
likes pound cake. Not sure I've ever had pound cake as a wedding cake.
Okay.
Dawn likes red velvet. I also love red
Oh,
velvet.
I am a big red velvet cake fan with cream cheese frosting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nancy and Denise both like chocolate.
Okay.
So does Patty. Sheila says that theirs was a carrot cake.
Oh, see, look at
Very
that.
good.
Okay.
Kathy says vanilla, but the raspberry cream sounds delicious.
It was so good. And we actually had like several receptions, and we had like a thing the night before and stuff. And so I think Ray and I had like 4 cakes. I mean,
Oh,
we
boy.
just have so many pictures of us eating cake. It's great. Okay. So now I have my little part of my block. And here, I can walk back here and show you. So Amanda did this super cute thing. Here's the block that I just sewed, and she appliqued the wedding dress to it. And then when you're done, you could add the wine glasses and the cute little bow tie. Here you could add the rings, okay? You can just really make it your own. And I love the colors of this one. It looks it's very floral. I like it a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to press to the outside and then iron down my dress. All right, Chris, keep telling us about cake. I feel like we should have really had cake here, team. Just saying.
I'm definitely going to want the cake after this.
I know.
Karen says banana. That sounds good.
Oh, I do love banana cake with like that cream cheese frosting and walnuts on it. That's like from my childhood. Okay, what else?
I got another one for vanilla from Linda. And
Vanilla is
Kathy's,
it's such a distinct, it's like wedding cake. You think, oh, wedding cake should be vanilla, right?
Yeah. Kathy T, chocolate and vanilla.
There you go.
And then Debbie says, it looks like she makes wedding cake. So when I make a wedding cake, I use a filling between the layers. So far, French vanilla cake with raspberry filling is the most requested.
Oh, see.
You were a trendsetter.
I was a trendsetter 39 years ago. Who knew? Wow, that's awesome. Okay, look how fast my little block went together.
Nice.
The whole thing's going to go together this quickly. It's going to be great. Okay, tell us a couple more, Chris, and then I'm going to talk about the rest of our blocks.
All right. Debbie says French vanilla with freshly made lemon curd is also a favorite. That sounds good too.
Okay. Okay. I like that a lot. All right.
The Peggy's another one for the raspberry filling.
See, I feel like it was so good then. All right. Tell us in the comment section. We'll be right back with Chris in just a minute here. All right. So quilters, the pattern tells you to cut and sew or to use photos that are 5 by 8. But my photos are just 4 by 6, okay? So what I've done is I've made some adjustments to the pattern to the size of my strips. And it's super easy. You should all be pretty impressed that I did math in my head, okay? So this, we're gonna do block A. So the pattern, here, I'll show you. Amanda did a great job with this, by the way. So like here it says, here's block A and here's block C and here's all the blocks. So you know when she's talking about putting them together, see, look at that. Super fun. Okay, so what I did was, since my picture's smaller, I just made the block that it was going to sit next to bigger. And I've also learned that when you're cutting on these sheets, they're going to peel apart. Don't peel them apart until after you've cut your pictures. So for block A, because my picture's a 4x6, I need to cut it out. You have to, don't forget to add that 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay? So I need to make it 4.5, and then we'll do 6.5. Okay? So just don't forget to add that 1/4 inch seam allowance. Otherwise, you're going to be sewing on your picture. Okay? And it's kind of easy. I just come down to 6.25 here. Okay? And then I can just come here to 6.5 because then it's going to finish to the size that I need. Okay? All right. All right. And again,
While you're trimming,
pardon, yes?
Oh, we have a question about the photo paper there.
Yes.
Do you need an inkjet printer for that?
You do. You do. And here we go. So when it goes through the printer, this is like tacky. The paper. And then now this is fabric. So now you can sew it, which is super cool, okay? So this is block A. Hold on here, I have to make sure I'm doing my blocks right. Block A, okay. So I'm gonna be able to sew these together, okay? And it just works beautifully. I was just really impressed at how easy it was to use the paper. I was a little nervous. I wasn't sure how well it was gonna. And the cool part is, you know, this is gonna be a wall hanging. I'm probably never gonna wash it, right? Okay.
Right. It is washable though, right?
It is.
The photo paper?
It is. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here, and I gave it a little finger press, okay? Because what you also don't want to do is put a hot iron on that photo, right? Because then it will make a huge mess, right? And then now I can take my little piece here, just making sure I'm doing it right. Yep. Okay, here along the bottom, okay? And then when I'm done, I have a little, I don't have it here in the set, I should have grabbed it. We have a little Teflon sheet. Chris, do you know what I'm talking about?
I do, I just got one and I have used it many times.
Yeah, so if this little Teflon sheet, it allows things not to stick to it, right? So this will allow, I can press out those little pictures, my seams. But for the moment, I can use my little, there we go. Ta-da.
Magic seam wand.
Ta-da. Okay. So look, if you don't have this, you need one of these. These are June Taylor Magic Seam Wands. They're available on our website. And now, see, look, I can just press out that seam, and it's going to be beautiful. All right,
Very
Chris,
nice.
While I'm pressing my seams nicely, tell us what kind of cake they want. I love it.
It looks like Audrey had a marble wedding cake with custard cream filling.
Oh
that
my
sounds
gosh.
delicious.
That does sound delicious.
We do also have some more questions about the fabric that you printed on there.
Okay.
Brenda's asking, does it feel like regular fabric? Some photo transfer paper I have feels slick.
Oh, okay. So that's a really, really good question. Okay. This feels rough. Okay? There's texture to it. It doesn't feel at all like fabric. Okay? There's just texture. This side is super slick. So in our printer here, you put the photo paper down that you want to print on, and then as it goes through the printer, then it will print on this side. So whichever way your printer prints, but this is the side you want to print on. And so that you don't waste really good photo paper, what you can do is take a regular piece of paper, mark an X on it, put it down either face up or face down in your printer, run it through and see which side it prints on to see if you've done it correctly. Okay?
That's a good tip.
Yeah. Do we have more questions about that, Chris? Because this is great. This pack comes with 10 pieces of photo paper.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. You can do many projects with that.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, so with this method, you're printing directly onto the fabric. You're not having to like reverse your image, print it on the transfer, and then iron it onto your fabric.
Oh gosh,
that
gives me a headache thinking about that.
Out there. Right. Yeah.
Is that how some people do it?
Yes, it is a different product. And that's usually for like adding an image to a t-shirt, onto something else.
Sure. Okay. All right. No, that's a great question. And these are available on the AccuQuilt website. And they come in different denominations. What is the word? Like you can get 10 sheets or 50 sheets or denominations is the right word. Okay? Yeah. And it is washable. And the instructions are in the back. Okay? So kind of cool. All right. Any questions about that? Because those are really good questions. This is the first time I've ever used this June Taylor product. I really like it a lot.
I actually just got an inkjet printer, so I might have to order some and play around with it.
There you go. And if you were doing a collage, what would you do, Chris? What kind of, would you do wedding or would you could do pets.
So many possibilities. Like I'm going to have to order a couple packs.
Or get one that has 50. There you go.
Yeah, a big pack. Yep.
Yeah. All right, tell us about wedding cake before I go cut my next pictures.
It looks like several more for the raspberry filling. Seems to be pretty popular. And Peggy says that she likes all wedding cake.
I do like all wedding cake. I love weddings. I just loved weddings, and I'm even happier when there's cake. So my friend Danny got married last summer, and I went to her wedding, and it was just a beautiful wedding, and she had wedding cakes and stuff. But Danny loves macaroons.
Macarons? Mm-hmm.
Yes, those little French pastry things. And somebody made hundreds of beautiful little macaroons in her wedding colors that were divine.
I tried making those once. They are difficult.
Well, you live where it's rainy, and you have to.
Well, yeah.
It has to be dry. It has to be. It's like divinity. Have you ever made divinity? I'm really aging myself. So you just whip egg whites until they're nice and stiff. And I grew up in Seattle, and we could only make divinity like 3 weeks out of the entire year that was dry, that it wasn't humid or cold or whatever.
Yeah.
So same kind of thing. All right, any other questions? Let us know in the comments section. Okay, so now I'm gonna make block C. So let's come back here. Oh, I have my shoes off and everything. So I've sewn this block here. I've made block A, and now we're gonna do block C. This is just super easy. And this one is kind of a fun one because you have lots of real estate to add like applique or embroidery or those kind of things. Just really fun. Okay, so for block C, I'm gonna use a different picture. And for this one, I need my picture to be 4.5 by 5.5. So I have learned in my time of quilting and such that, especially when it comes to photographs. So this is a fun picture of me in my dress, and the whole reason we took it was so you could see the bottom of my dress. That actually my stepmother made this dress for me, and it's all hand beaded and the lace is put on by hand. So, but there's a lot of like building and a little bit of me, right? So this one, we're gonna make it 4.5 by 5.5. So I'm actually gonna cut off some of the building. So I'm gonna start here and trim because it's always gonna be 4.5. Okay. And quilters, just get you an old rotary blade because you're cutting paper with it. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to cut 5.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look here on my, how it looks on my, under my ruler. I'm going to trim off the bottom. Oh, hey, look.
While you're trimming that, the wonderful Caitlin just sent some information about the paper.
Oh, thank you,
share that
Caitlin.
with everyone.
Okay.
So the Color Fast is 100% quilting cotton and has a coating to keep your prints vibrant and not fade. The coating does soften over time with use and washing. You are also able to iron on it with the setting indicated on the packaging.
Thank you, Caitlin. She knows all the June Taylor things. I nicked my little thumb with my rotary cutter.
Oh no.
It's okay, there's a die I should be using instead of a rotary cutter. See, look. Everybody's gonna panic about it. Hang on just one sec. Okay, so that's good to know. So it's quilting cotton and you can iron on it. I would still use one of those pressing sheets.
I would too. And we've had a couple questions about heat setting it. So if you put the Teflon sheet over it, you can heat set it. That way it's all good to go for your wash.
Right. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, hey, I'm probably gonna need a Band-Aid. There is, Jill, could you, right out there is a first aid kit. Rotary cutters, they're dangerous.
They are.
That's why there are dies. All right, while Jill gets this Band-Aid, tell me flavors of cake.
Let's see, which ones haven't we done? Oh, Giggle Out Loud says Italian cream.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever had that, but it sounds delicious.
That sounds divine. That sounds lovely, actually. Okay, I could totally go for that. Have you been to Italy?
I have not. It is on my bucket list, though.
Mason and I went a few years ago, and it was fabulous. And truly, 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 he does not eat pizza or pasta in the United States anymore, because he had pizza and pasta in Italy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He's like, really? This is pizza? Okay, tell us other kinds of cream. What, just get me a Band-Aid.
Rosemary says chocolate chip, buttercream, and red velvet.
Red velvet.
Yum, yum, yum.
Okay.
And then Shelly says strawberry with rich buttercream frosting.
So I've had strawberry with like whipped cream frosting. But buttercream sounds divine as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Erica sent a message too. Look what happens when I'm not there to keep an eye on you.
Erica. I'd still have cut myself. Look at that. Oh, thank you, Jill. She's a mom. She knows how to do this. Thank you, sweetie. Hey, and speaking of moms, we want to give a shout out to our newest favorite mom, our favorite newest mom, Chelsea and baby Lucas. I bet they're watching. Okay, there we go. Notice Erica didn't say what kind of cake. She just giving me a hard time. Okay, so now I have cut my picture to 4.5 by 5.5, and I've already have my little strips here. Okay, so now, oh, it goes on the top. Okay, and this truly, I feel like quilters, if you have a new quilter, oh, here, we got to take the paper off. If you have somebody who's just new to quilting, maybe you're doing like a teenager this summer, this would be a great project for a new quilter or a beginning quilter. Because really, all you're going to do is sew 1/4-inch seams. I mean, all the time. And, you know, once you've subcut your fabric, you can just really make it your own. All right, here we go. Okay. Trim that edge right there.
Someone, Kathy has a question here. Are you sewing on a FAF passport machine?
I am sewing on a FAF Ambition Essential machine.
Okay. I knew it was a FAF, but I couldn't remember.
Yes. We do love it. And look, you use my little wand, my seam wand. And now this goes on this side because, oh, look, it all worked. I was a little nervous about that, Chris. It all works. It all lines up to the same size. So that's kind of fun. And again, you could use different sizes of photos. You could cut them down. You could adjust the fabric. I just think the concept of a collage quilt is super fun. It's different than a t-shirt quilt, you know. This is just, I just do love photos.
Speaking of t-shirt quilts, there is a question. Do you need to add fusible stabilizer to the back of the photo paper?
No. It's just like,
actually,
yeah, it's just regular fabric, right?
Yeah. Yeah, once you peel off that paper backing, it's just regular quilting cotton.
Yep. Yeah. And unlike me, you should read all the instructions. Because I don't know. All right. There we go. Okay. All right, so this is kind of, we'll just kind of lay out our pieces and then we'll, so these get sewn together. So that's kind of fun. And then this, gets sewn down here. Well, there's a border in between. But look at how fun that is.
So
all right,
cute.
I just love it. All right, so now we can sew these two halves together and that's going to create our top section. And then there's another border here and then the other sections for the quilt. Again, quilters, this is such an easy, this is truly like an afternoon project. I feel like once you have it all done, you could totally quilt it on your domestic machine. You could do stitch in a ditch. You could do some echoing quilting. If you have a long arm machine, it would take, I don't know, 47 seconds to quilt it on your long arm. It would take you longer to load it on your long arm than it would be to quilt it.
I was just going to say that, yes.
Yep. Oh, so Chris, I have to tell you my great story here. Hold on one sec. Okay, so look at how fun this is. I just think it's darling. I just love the colors. I love the photographs. It was very reminiscent for me when I was making this. Okay, you had a question, and then I'm going to tell you my story.
Oh, I was going to say, you had mentioned earlier for like new quilters doing this and teenagers, this would be a great summer project if they take photos, summer vacation, pick out some fabrics.
Oh, yes.
It's like a scrapbook for the wall.
Oh, see, I like that a lot. Okay, quilters, this is your new goal. Okay, you need to make a little collage quilt of your summer. Whatever you're doing, how many times you go to the pool. if you're going to Moab, Utah, which is one of my favorite places on earth, you should totally be making that. Have you been to Moab, Chris?
I have not.
Okay, listen, long before you go to Rome, you should go to Moab, Utah. It is truly one of my favorite places. Yes. Okay, so real quick, tell us about wedding flavors, and then I'm going to tell you my cute story, and then we're almost ready to go.
Awesome. Wendy says the wedding cake I made for my daughter was lemon pound cake and filled with lemon curd.
Oh, yum.
Very lemony.
I love lemon.
That'd be great for a summer wedding.
I love it.
For sure.
Cool. Cool. All right. So next week, next Wednesday, we're starting the quilt along, and we're doing Amanda Harward. Thank you, Amanda. Warm Wishes quilt. It's on the AccuQuilt website. The lovely Eric and I are going to be doing it. So we've done a couple of quilt alongs already this year. And the last quilt along we did, we used the 10-inch cube, and it was called Go Something. Somebody will know. Anyway, it's okay. We used the 10-inch cube, and it was really fun. And I told the story during the quilt along that I was making it for a friend of ours, a friend of mine, actually, who I've known since I was a child. Sherry Green was the mom figure as I was growing up, and I spent summers with her and her husband and their kids and in California and Utah, and we just had such a great time. And she has just been a beautiful mother figure to me for years. And so when I was getting ready to do the quilt along, I thought, oh, dang, Simply Cubed, there we go, was the pattern. And I actually picked out some fabric that the minute I picked it out, I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect for Sherry. She will love it. So when I was in California a couple of weeks ago, right before Mother's Day, I took it to Sherry, and I said, hey, I have this Mother's Day gift for you. And she laughed and she said, there's nothing I need. And I said, good, because this is not anything you need. Anyway, she opened it up, and Coulter, she was so excited. She had tears of joy, and she was so excited, and she said, I cannot believe you spent all this time making this for me. And I said, oh, it was such a joy. It was just such a beautiful experience. But the great thing was, she said, when I was a little girl, she said, Mama quilted. Her mom, who I knew, Grandma Staples, she quilted. And Sherry said, I had always hoped that Mama would have taught my daughters to quilt, but neither of my daughters wanted to quilt. And she said, but look, you're like my daughter and you quilt. So for the day, I was the favorite child. So it was so fun.
Aww.
It was such a great experience. It was really fun. So anyway, so think about that, quilters. Think about who you're making quilts for. It'll be fun. All right, to finish out your pattern, you're going to sew the other two pictures together, add the borders, and then finish the project by adding batting between the top and the backing. Pin and baste quilt is desired, and use your favorite binding method. This is one I would actually, Chris, would you hand sew the binding on this one? I would stitch it down and then hand sew it. I would.
And a wall hanging. Yeah.
Yeah, right? And I love Chris's idea of making a summer collage. It should be on your bucket list. So be sure and share all of your projects with us on our social media platforms. We want to see your wedding, your anniversary, your babies, your pets, your vacations. Here's how you follow us on social media. All right, Chris, are you here? You ready to announce the winner?
Yes. Drum roll, please. Today's winner is Kelly Kay of Owasso, Oklahoma.
Congratulations, Kelly. You're going to love this die. Congratulations. All right, quilters, we have tons of great deals available for you on our website, including some great die and project bundles. And speaking of dies, so here's just one last little way to think about doing the May die to try. This is the bride bag. You could make it for bridesmaids. We use the wedding medley, the king and queen, mermaid king and queen, and the 2-inch classic alphabet. I love this tote. Oh, I can tell you who made it. Hold on. We like to give them a shout out. Susie Webster of Webster Quilts. She did a great job. And then this is my favorite little apron. This is the Go Pineapple die. We just released it this month. It's by Janine LaCour. There we go. And there's a fun little pattern on how to make an apron, so you should totally check it out. To get your order in, open a new tab in AccuQuilt.com/party to go to the site, see the offers, and place your order. All right, so Chris is there. Chris, who's helping you in the comments section today besides the amazing Caitlin?
Let's see. It looks like Courtney and Lauren are also helping out.
Thank you, Courtney, Lauren, and Caitlin, for all your help with the comments. Here in the Dream Studio, we have Kenyon and Craig, and Jill is filling in for Chelsea because she's being a new mom. So we're happy that she is here. On behalf of all of our team, including Chris and myself, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching our show. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and look for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday.
You can visit the events page on AccuQuilt's website for more details on upcoming shows. And while you're there, check out the blog for tips, tricks, tutorials, and inspiration galore.
And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time,
so you can quilt more.
Join us on Tuesday, June 4th at 12 noon Central Time as we launch the June Die to Try. You're going to need one in your sewing space. And next week, be sure to join us for the AQS AccuQuilt Along. We're making Go Warm Wishes Wall Hanging by Amanda Harwood. It's a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com.